Can I see your ID? That's right, my friend. Welcome to another segment of Can I See Your ID, as I talk about your kingdom identity and purpose. And today I want to talk to you about the identity of Naomi and Ruth, or primarily focus on the life of Naomi. If you know the story very well, obviously she had a very tragic life situation where her husband died, then both of her sons died, and she was left with two daughter-in-laws, literally both. The mama and the daughter-in-laws were all as widows. And then she made a decision, said, you know what, God has been dealing with me harshly. I'm just going to, return back to my home country. And as she did, she made the decision. She sent her daughter-in-laws away. Hey, girls, just go, find yourself a new husband. Just go focus on continuing your life. I'm just going to go back to my country. But Ruth said, you know what, Naomi, wherever you go, I'm going to go. Your God's going to become my God. Your people are going to become my people. I'm just going to follow you. And she tried to brush her off, but she said, no, I'm going to go with you. So eventually, as the life kept on turning, of course, Naomi said, that there's much bitterness. There's much bitterness in my life. And, it was just God dealt with me very, very harshly. But something ended up happening that what I want to kind of share with you as a powerful point for some people to consider, that Naomi turned her bitterness into mentorship. And that's at least the thought that I want to share with you today, that what happened was she began to see that something was happening in the life of Ruth, that she was getting some favor with Boaz and just with other people. And she began to mentor her. She began to teach her. She began to train her and say, hey, Ruth, do this. Hey, Ruth, do this. Hey, Ruth, do this. In other words, what started off at her life being just like full of anger and bitterness towards God, towards life, she's like, hey, wait a minute, I do have, my daughter-in-law, she decided to stick with me. She decided to be with me. And, let me, take my bitterness, put it aside, and let me turn it into mentorship. At least that's how I wanted to portray before you. The example I want to give here is, and obviously you understand that Naomi played a very vital role in connecting Ruth with Boaz, and just the story obviously ends very sweet instead of bitter. And here's the point, that there's quite a few individuals who went through some bitter trials of their life, who maybe lost their spouse, or maybe went through divorce, or the business collapse, or just faced much trials in their personal life. And of course, as human beings, bitterness and anger rise up within us. And as obviously I'm making this towards this video towards those who are Christians and believers, and sadly to say, we tend to blame God. We tend to get angry and upset with our Heavenly Father. Oh God, you allowed this to happen, this miserable moment to happen in my life. You allowed this tragedy to happen in my life, and bitterness rising up. But I just want to give you some encouragement, some hope that sure, we will all face various trials and tribulations of our life, but that does not mean that God stands behind it, that God allowed this to happen, God allowed. Let's not be blaming God, because He's more concerned about us more than any human being will ever be concerned about us. So what I want to challenge you, my friend, is with this, that take your maybe bitter situations and your bitter moments and actually turn them into something positive. That even your bitter situations that you have went through in your personal life, that could open up some doors of opportunities where you can actually coach and mentor others. I have personally used a lot of trials that I faced in my personal life to bless others, to coach others, to mentor others, to serve others, to minister to others. These are great and awesome opportunities that God will give us, where we can actually take the life that the certain trials that we faced in our personal life, and actually use it as a tool and be a blessing to someone else by saying, hey guys, look, I understand you're going through a tough season right now, but I went through something similar, and you can share up to whatever degree and detail you feel like, and you'll be surprised that how you'll take your bitter moments of life, how you'll take your trials of life, how you'll take all the problems that arose, and through God just delivering you, healing you, restoring you, and giving you miracles and breakthroughs, however it may be, how you can now be used by God as a tool and a blessing for others. So one of the things, again, as we can learn from the identity of Naomi, is that she took her bitterness and she turned it into mentorship. So my friend, look for an opportunity where God can use you to mentor someone and to be a blessing unto them. Until next time.